I'm talking to Nancy, who is the founder of the New York Wild Film Festival. So Nancy agreed to chat to me. I haven't seen Nancy for maybe a couple of years.
2017?
Yeah. So Nancy is a filmmaker and a passionate conservationist, and you've made a variety of films for National Geographic in your career. And you founded the New York Wild Film Festival, which is kind of bringing discovery films and adventure films to New Yorkers in New York, and having those conversations through the power of films. And I was very, very lucky to be invited in 2017 to the festival, which is set in the Explorers Club in New York, which is the most magical place I have ever been to. And I just had an amazing time. So I thought it'd be a great opportunity to chat to Nancy, who's over in New York. So it's about 11 o'clock for you, 4 o'clock here. So over to you, Nancy. What's your story?
Well, first, I want to say thank you so much for reaching out to me, Helen. And it's so much fun to see you on Zoom and hear your voice and connect with you again, because it was a fantastic time. And I just want to say, as the executive director and founder of New York Wild, the biggest problem is I never get enough time to spend with the incredible people that come to the festival. So that's the downside of running this festival. So my story, what is my story? Well, my pre-COVID story is as you mentioned, I used to work at National Geographic, and I kind of switched teams. I went from producing kids' films to really wanting to showcase other people's films and their work and their passion, because I met so many incredibly talented and dedicated filmmakers who, if their films don't get shown on TV and they have a great message that's really important, a festival is an amazing way to showcase their work. And even if it does get on TV, how many people are really going to see it? And I really wanted to bring people together to hear these people and see their work. And because I think that films, great visuals and storytelling is really a powerful tool to reach people and change their minds and educate them and inspire them. So I started this festival, and it's very intimate, and I love seeing everybody get together. It's built a community, and I get really excited to see how it's impacting the audience. And you're the perfect example. When you came, we were so incredibly lucky for Moms in a Boat and Simon, the director, and you got a standing ovation. And I mean, it gives me goosebumps. I can still remember it so well.
It was amazing. Yeah.
And
surprising. So I was very surprised, because previously there was a film by Leonardo DiCaprio, and I was like, we got
different, because your story of the four of you is so incredibly personal. Yeah. And the other one is impactful, but this is impactful in a very dramatic, personal way. And the audience can really experience what you all went through from that film. And to have you there in person is really a treat for everybody and made it incredibly special. So that was, it was amazing for me to see that response.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what drives you? What's your why, Nancy? What's your why?
The why is, and I get it, it works for me as for others, is learning so much about what's going on in the world. And I learned by watching all these films, because I screened so many films and learned things that I had no idea about what's going on. And to get people really inspired and on board. And maybe it's not going to change their life, but maybe they learn something they had no idea about. Whether it's palm oil or what's happening with the oceans, or it's someone's like yours incredible accomplishment, adventure. It's all related and it's all inspiring, and getting these stories out to people so they can, see what's going on and, change their lives possibly, or just have them think differently on the smallest level.
Yeah.
Like one person saw a film about sun bears and was so moved by it, she went and volunteered in Borneo at the rescue place.
I bet you have lots of amazing stories like that about the impact of showing these films to people and then what happens next, what they go on to do next. And I think for me, what I found really fascinating was all the people who I met. So there were some amazing people who I met when I was there over those 3 days, who I still keep in touch with. And you make those connections, and it is like a family and a community. The one person I didn't meet, though, who I really want to meet, who I know you know, is Jimmy Chin.
Oh, good luck. Yeah, it was hard before. Now it's even harder.
He's my hero.
So now he's probably in quarantine at some point. Now you can get anybody you want because they're at home.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Oh God, can you imagine?
They're at home. He can't climb. I mean, maybe he can climb, but he can't travel.
No. So this is my opportunity.
Yes. The benefits of COVID. People can speak, talk, and Zoom because they're home.
Yeah. So what's next? He's just unbelievable, isn't it? And he comes across as being a really lovely, genuinely, really nice person.
Very humble. Very talented, humble, amazing. Yeah.
And that film, that he did,
Meru, and then of course Free Solo.
I watched it. I couldn't watch it at the cinema because I just couldn't get to a screening, so I watched it on my Mac, and it was just the most amazing film. The downside is you obviously knew he gets to the top.
That's good.
Yeah, that is good. But it was an amazing film.
It's amazing to make it that it's so gripping, even though you know he's going to survive.
Yeah.
Have that tension.
Yeah. I suppose that's a bit like our story. We get to the other side, don't we?
Same, exactly. But you don't. Yeah. But to find out what you experienced in the process.
Yeah.
And your book, I read your book and I've sent it to people. Gives even more for all those personal questions that we may have about how did you do how did you manage certain things. It's all in there and more detail. It's fantastic.
So what's next for you then, Nancy? What are your plans after lockdown?
Well, hopefully to have the festival again. I really want to expand to universities. I have some university partnerships, NYU Shanghai, which has been fantastic showing films there. And I want to reach younger people. So I want to expand more to schools and young people because they're the future. And they are phenomenal. They're so bright and on the ball and on board and wanting to get involved in these fields, conservation, environmental. And as we discussed, new puppy.
Yes.
Yeah. Keeping up with my new puppy and continuing to just watch films and hopefully get out there. And the filmmakers, what's going on in the field with people because it's changed everybody. So filmmakers, I guess they're all on hold. They can't get out and, make their films. So watching all that to see what happens.
I guess filmmaking may change because when we did our film, we, like Simon said, we filmed it. He just kind of drank cocktails in Antigua and waited for us to come in. But then obviously he is very talented and he did put it all together and he did film a bit at the beginning at the end. But we did a lot of hours just on handheld camcorders. So I wonder if filmmakers are kind of doing lockdown films and just getting members of the family to film and doing micro adventures. So they're not going too far away from home, but still having adventures. There's a whole raft of things, isn't there?
Which, not to keep bringing back to Four Moms in a Boat, but that was the other level that was amazing, that showed I mean, first, you're not really filmmakers. You're filming in incredibly challenging circumstances, and it just showed the power of your story, that carried the film through. It wasn't great filmmaking because it couldn't be, and it didn't need to be.
No. I think another thing as well, which helps, is people are so we were relatable to people. So you know, I'm not an Olympic athlete or professional athlete. I'm just a normal person. So I think people who watch things that they feel they can relate themselves to, I think, have impact as well. I think that was our secret, really.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You almost felt, well, not really. We should have, I don't know if I asked the question, okay, now who feels they could do this after seeing that you all could do it? I would say no way.
Well, I guess everybody has their own ocean, and the feedback that we've had from our book is that lots of people have emailed us and sent us messages about what they've done as a result of reading the book. So funnily enough, nobody does want to go and row across an ocean, but they do want to do the things that they want to do, which is their own oceans, and they've gone off and done it. They've gone off and done it.
Well, once you see what people go through, yes, maybe it's a little scary, and you know, when you don't know, then it's a different thing. But have you compiled what's your ocean?
You know, I think that would be a really good second book. What do you think?
Absolutely. And the title, what's your ocean?
Yeah, I think that's what we should do. And I would love to go and spend some time with people and book clubs. A lot of book clubs have read the book. And they've kind of developed book club bucket lists, and they've gone off and done stuff. So I think that's really exciting. Maybe I could come over to New York and talk to some New Yorkers who've read the book. That would be good.
Would love to do that. Totally.
Oh, well, I could speak to you for hours, Nancy. So it's really lovely to see you.
Thank you for inviting me to join you.
Yeah, and Cookie looks amazing. So we'll have to get the dogs together somehow at some point. I'm sure we will.
Yes. Okay.
So thanks for chatting. Speak to you later.
Thank you.
Bye.